Stephen, we have talked about the value of theory. Take us through an example of putting theory to work to explain a controversy in compensation management.
Let's work through a case study to illustrate the practical implications of different reward management theories. We'll use the UK's National Health Service, NHS, as our context. The scenario. The NHS is described as the biggest employer in Europe and the world's largest employer of highly skilled professionals. It employs about 1 in every 25 working age adults in England. As of the first quarter of 2024, the NHS had over 2 million employees. In the textbook, we explain that the NHS faces challenges in attracting and retaining skilled professionals like doctors and nurses due to its nationally set pay levels. Despite the presence of pay review bodies, dissatisfaction and frustrations have reached unprecedented levels, leading to industrial action. Let's pick 5 theories, apply and critique them within the NHS case scenario. Classical labour market theory suggests that pay should be determined by market forces, where supply and demand for labour create labour price equilibrium. However, the NHS's dominance as a major employer creates a situation known as monopsony. It holds significant power in setting pay levels. It is the market. So the theory is less applicable in this context, as it doesn't account for the unique power dynamics at play. Institutional labour market theory recognises that institutional factors such as government regulations and trade unions can influence pay levels. The NHS operates within a highly regulated environment with national pay scales and collective bargaining agreements. This theory offers a more realistic framework for understanding pay determination in the NHS. Why? The NHS uses a highly structured and institutionalised approach to setting pay, primarily through something called the Agenda for Change, the AFC system. This system involves a job evaluation scheme that assesses jobs against common criteria to determine appropriate pay banding, ensuring equal pay for work of equal value across the organisation. Compared with classical labour market reasoning, institutional labour market theory focuses on the impact of formal rules and regulations in shaping labour market outcomes. In addition, it considers the existence of collective bargaining, non-monetary rewards, regional pay variations and long-term workforce planning, all central to the NHS's approach to pay setting. Next up, human capital theory argues that employers pay higher wages for employees with more valuable human capital. The NHS invests in its workforce through education and training, but these investments don't always translate into competitive pay levels. This creates a challenge in attracting and retaining skilled professionals. Number 4, efficiency wage theory suggests that employers may pay above market rates to reduce employee turnover and incentivise better performance. The NHS could potentially implement efficiency wages to improve retention, but this would require adjustments to the national pay scales. And of course, as a public employer, it carries consequences for government budgets and fiscal priorities. Finally, psychological contract theory highlights the importance of implicit expectations and obligations between employers and employees. The NHS needs to address the potential breakdown of the psychological contract given the dissatisfaction among healthcare professionals. This requires exploring how pay policies and other HRM initiatives align with employees' expectations for fairness and recognition. So, There are 5 theoretical contenders. Now let's run through a skeleton application of these, no pun intended, to analyse the case scenario. Here are 4 headlines for how the NHS case can help you get to grips with theories and how to use them in reward management contexts you may encounter in assessment and as professionals in the real world. It helps you identify the limitations of classical economic theories in explaining reward management practices in real-world contexts. Understand how institutional factors such as government regulations and collective bargaining can influence pay levels and employee expectations. Explore the complexities of attracting and retaining talent in a non-competitive labour market and recognise the importance of aligning reward policies with the psychological contract to foster trust and commitment. Summing up, engaging with the NHS case study helps you gain a deeper understanding of the theoretical principles of reward management and their practical implications. Its major takeaway is to demonstrate the need for a multidisciplinary approach that considers economic, social and psychological factors to effectively manage reward in complex organisational contexts.